Hi there, lovely, and welcome or welcome back. My name's Jules, and I work with midlife women who are grey area drinkers, and just like I used to be. And I've developed a framework called Most Loving Thing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of the video. Today, I want to talk to you about a conversation that I used to have with myself about every 9 months, from the point at which I realised alcohol was a problem. And I would have this conversation with myself and then kind of dismiss the idea of changing anything. I would often start at the point of, I need to give up completely, but that always seemed really drastic and dramatic and over the top. And I would often say to myself, well, you're a proper grown-up now, Jules. You can learn how to moderate. You can get it under control. You have a very good job. You're paying the mortgage. You're bringing up 2 great kids. You're a very capable woman. So moderating your alcohol intake should be achievable. But immediately that I would have that conversation with myself, there would be this little voice inside my head. I always call that the little alcohol people kind of whispering that said, but I've got no off switch. How could I possibly moderate? Because once I start, I can't stop. It took me a long time to stop drinking because of that, because I believed that story. But when I started working with women a while later, I began to realise they were saying the same thing that I used to say. I would sit in discovery calls with them and they'd say things like, I've got no off switch. I don't know how to do this. Once I start, I can't stop. And it was like listening to myself. And as I started to notice the pattern of it being said on a regular basis, I did a little bit of research. And honestly, what I discovered really shocked me, but it really made 100% sense when I realised what I'd been doing. So if you're in the UK and you go into a bar and order a small glass of wine, in the UK that is 125 mils, and that is 125 mils of water. It's not a lot, is it? It's not a great deal. And it takes, on average, it's not a perfect science for everybody because our physiologies are all different, but an average measure that you can use is that the body will take 1 hour to process 1 unit of alcohol. And that's process as in through your body and out your liver. A whole hour. And this glass of wine is actually a unit and a half. So if you drank this over an hour and a half, you wouldn't feel the effects of it, and it would process through your body appropriately. Now, when I read that, I thought, well, I didn't drink like that. And I'm pretty sure every woman I've ever spoken to has never drank like that. When I got home, pyjamas on, kids to bed, bottle open, and I would get my big balloon glass, similar size to this, and I would pour until it reached the top. So goodness knows how many units that would be, but it would be gone in 20 minutes. 30 if I was trying to be careful. So the hope of having any off switch when it comes to alcohol is nil, because the amount of alcohol you're drinking, it goes to those centres that we know about, impulse control and sensible decision making. You don't have a chance. If you drink the same way that I used to, and the women that I work with, you can't make it go through your body faster. So you have to, I think that's probably maybe if that's 1.5, maybe if I was 3, maybe 4 units. 4 units gone in 20 minutes. There's no way that I would be able to be clear enough in my mind to stop after that one. And because I'd be pouring the next one, you know, the chances of even contemplating an off switch was just completely zero. And one of the things that I discovered when I was working with women is that when they told me that they had no off switch, it was very much said in the sense that they felt that they were somehow flawed, that they were somehow incapable of control, unlike lots of other people that they knew who could moderate. And they were incredibly unhappy with themselves at this apparent weakness in that they couldn't stop their drinking. Once I gave them this information, it was like a sort of, I wouldn't even say it was like a light bulb went off, it was like a halo went off, and they realised it was how they were drinking, same way as me, that was making the difference, that was making it impossible to have an off switch. And when you are thinking about giving up, if at the moment the prospect of living without alcohol completely feels too enormous, feels too much of a lifestyle change, why not give this a try? Pour 1 unit of alcohol and at least try an experiment and take an hour to drink it and see what happens and see how you feel. It may be that within you is somebody who wants to be a natural moderator. But if you are in the situation now where you recognise that it's time to quit and you want to stop, I have lots of resources available for you. There's a free reflective guide in the link below. There is also, if you're ready to make a start, I've got a 10-day reset course that's available, and there is a link to day 1 so you can get a free taster of what that course is like. And my philosophy about giving up alcohol for midlife women is to be consistently and continuously asking yourself the question, what is the most loving thing I can do for myself in this moment? Because it will never be to drink, and it will always be to be doing something kind and good for yourself every time. There's lots of information available. If you like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, because I want to get to as many women like you who want perhaps a different way of approaching giving up alcohol. No willpower, no gritting your teeth, no fighting your way through the struggle. In a loving, compassionate, kind and patient way. It's entirely possible. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and I'll see you very soon.